they want to survive the Wild Card Series.
The dream lives!
Don't go looking back to see.
Welcome to the 2022 Wild Card Series on ESPN, presented by Hankook Tire. Here in Cleveland, everybody, from Progressive Field, the Rays and the Guardians square off as the folks continue to file in. We bring you the American League Wild Card Series as the 2022 postseason kicks off right here. Let's check out the postseason bracket in the American League. So you have the Guardians and the Rays. The winner will take on the Yankees a little later today, 4 o'clock on ESPN. Blue Jays and Mariners, the Astros, the 1 seed. They await the winner of that series. And welcome into the broadcast booth, John Shambi and Doug Glanville. Jesse Rogers is going to join us coming up. The Guardians and the Rays square off. This is going to be a lot of fun. Start on the Guardians side. September 4th, they were tied with the Twins in first place in the Central. So how did they do it? They won 24 of their final 30. Won the Central by 11 games with the youngest roster in the majors. Dougie, it's pretty incredible what Terry Francona has done leaning on these youngsters.
Well, it's no surprise on the standpoint of what I've known from Terry Francona. Tito is the guy that understands personalities. And you heard the term over and over again talking to the players, consistency. Consistency of belief and his ability to manage young players. That is a strong point for Terry Francona.
So the Guardians, the 8th time the youngest team has made the playoffs in postseason history. They'll go up against a Rays team led by his protege, Kevin Cash, and a Rays team that has gotten to the playoffs now 4 straight years. And when you look back at all the success that they've had, they really lean on run prevention. Last year, set a franchise record with 100 wins. They got to the World Series, lost to the Dodgers in 2020, but this team stops you from scoring.
And that is because of Kevin Cash's style. He approaches and believes in their methodology, their ability to take runs, prevent runs, and defense is tantamount in those scenarios. But it also goes through the pitching. They have a fantastic bullpen. They have strong arms. They rely on keeping runs off the board.
We've got a treat for you on the pitching mound as Shane McClanahan, the American League starter in the All-Star game, will go for the Rays. Meanwhile, for the home side, it'll be the right-hander and the former Cy Young Award winner, Shane Bieber. The Guardians and the Rays coming up. We'll have the lineups and the first pitch from Cleveland on a cool afternoon. Coming up.
Dear night owls, when darkness falls, our stunning style takes flight, and our fuel economy is ever so wise. Trust us, Toyota sedans. Toyota, let's go places.
Roy, homeowners should know that an untreated crawl space can negatively affect the air quality in their home.
Right, Lou. That's why we offer a wide range of solutions to clean up that crawl space.
Solutions like crawl space encapsulation and air quality improvements.
People don't realize that up to 50% of the air they breathe upstairs originates from the crawl space.
So keeping excess moisture, humidity, and mold out of there is important.
That's why we recommend encapsulating the entire area and filtering the air with our Perma-Dry air system.
Call Permaseal today.
Dear night owls, when darkness falls, our stunning style takes flight, and our fuel economy is ever so wise. Trust us, Toyota sedans. Toyota, let's go places.
Much cushiony softness? It's hard for your family to remember. They can use less.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft.
Holy Charmin. Oh, excuse me. Roll it back, everybody. Sorry. Charmin Ultra Soft is now even softer, so you'll want more. But it's so absorbent, you can use less, so it's always worth it. Now, what did we learn about using less?
You gotta roll it back, everybody.
Enjoy the go with Charmin.
This book has helped me reach so many young homeowners who have become their parents.
Hey, what's the lowest you'll go on one of these mugs?
Well, remember, no haggling in stores.
Ah, yeah, right? Chapter 6, yep.
They may have read the book, but they still have a long way to go.
I was hoping to get your John Hancock on there.
Well, let's just call it a signature.
I noticed there weren't any refreshments, so I'm just gonna leave a couple of snackies.
Folks, the line's a shambles. Let's tuck it in.
Sir?
Come on. Come on.
Okay.
Oh, right?
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
We don't need a line monitor.
The 2022 Wild Card Series on ESPN is presented by Hankook Tire. evolutionized for E.V. Fitman, electrified Hankook. No, not Justin. Biebs is on the mound. Shane Bieber, All-Star Game MVP right here in Cleveland. And the Guardians right-hander, one of the best in the American League, Doug Landfill.
And John, you look at the numbers, 200 innings even, and he had a fantastic August this year, 1.62 ERA. A little above average strikeout rate, but the command is what the key is. And how does he command it? Well, it's through this repertoire of pitches. The four-seamer, which he relies on the most, 34%, complements it with the slider, and the curveball and cutter also accent depending on lefty and righty. But this is one of the top pitchers in the game, obviously a Cy Young Award winner, and they're relying on him to get the Guardians off to a good start.
So Kevin Cash and the Rays in the postseason for the 4th straight year. This is Kevin Cash's 8th year. Twice he's been the manager of the year. Last season, as we showed you, franchise record 100 wins. It's a team that struggles to score. In fact, at times, both of these teams can struggle to score. Neither hits a ton of homers. The Rays, 11th in the league in runs per game. And here's the starting lineup for Kevin Cash. Yandy Diaz will start it off, followed by Wander Franco, Rosarena. Ramirez is the DH. Choi at first, Manuel Margot. Bethencourt does the catching. Walls for defense out there at second. And speaking of great defense, Jose Siri will patrol center field. And Doug, defense, one of the keys in this one when you're talking about these two teams. Balls in play get caught usually by both the Guardians and the Rays.
And as you mentioned, they've not relied and been able to rely on the home run, so they have to chain things together. And teams that chain things together, if you're going to stop them, you have to catch the ball, especially teams like the Guardians that put the ball in play consistently. And with the Rays, given they fill up the zone with strikes, it's going to be interesting to watch how contact is played, but they both have to catch the ball.
Yandy Diaz set to lead things off, and you look at his numbers at 296 average, but here is what stands out for Yandy Diaz, a 401 on base. And Dougie, he was one of 6 guys that qualified to post an on-base percentage over 400 in the majors. Here are the rest of them: Judge, Freeman, Soto, Alvarez, Goldschmidt. And they just booed Yandy Diaz, the former Indian, and it got a big smile out of him. And I did it for the first time already. I did. Well, I bet your forgiveness, Guardians fans.
Well, he was an Indian then.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So you're okay.
The Rays and the Guardians. Bieber set to go, and Yandy Diaz. The first offering missing. And ball one, we are underway. Doug Eddings is our plate umpire. As you look at the defensive setup for the Guardians. And that one hit on a bounce, flag down, gets up from the seat of his pants, does Jimenez. And they throw out Yandy Diaz. Heck of a play. Andres Jimenez, one of the stalwarts defensively for Terry Francona's Guardians. He catches it all out there, and this was a bolt.
This was, I mean, just the back, you could hear the crispness of it, but he made sure his glove position stayed out in front. And even if it knocked him over, he knew he had time to make the play and convert it.
And he's checking on pitch comms so that he can hear the pitches that are called. Both he, Rosario, the shortstop, the center fielder Straw, and then the catcher Hedges with pitch comm. First offering fouled off by Wander Franco. That ball by Yandy Diaz hit 104.4 miles an hour. The story for Wander Franco this year, Doug, injuries.
Yeah.
Had a quad issue and then had surgery on his right hamate bone. Missed time with the hand. Since coming back, though, he's shown no signs of rust. Switch hitter.
Well, the thing about Franco is, you know, the discipline doesn't slump, right? He still maintained that good eye, that ability to manage the strike zone. And as a switch hitter coming in, he's had a fantastic September, right in the time where the Rays needed that push.
The Guardians right-hander fires. And that one bounces in, and Hedges stops it. Austin Hedges, good defender. He has caught most of Shane Bieber's starts. One of the things Talked about Bieber having an above-average strikeout rate. He also gets ground balls at a high rate. We love that combo. I mean, it usually means the ball staying in the park, and it has for him. 2-2. Now it's filled up.
You know, Bieber likes, especially the left-handed hitters, he likes to go to the curveball. That's actually his primary pitch. So when he gets in his counts ahead, trying to put them away, he relies on these secondary pitches to get the swing and miss.
3-2 fouled off, and he'll do it again. Shane Bieber, good-sized guy, 6'3", 200, 27 years old, native of California. He was a fourth-round pick out of Cal Santa Barbara, where he went and walked on. He was a preferred walk-on. But it took a little while to get a scholarship. Next offer in there, got him looking. A strikeout, and there's 2 away.
You know, mentioning that curveball, he likes to go to it. He has confidence in it. More than a third of the time he goes to it. Watch the spin. Not quite 12-6, but it has that fade away from lefties. So you see the spin still carrying away to get that corner. And as a hitter, you just give up on it, and then it comes back, bites the corner, and you're frozen.
Only pitcher in the majors that had more strikeouts on breaking balls than Shane Bieber was the White Sox Dylan Cease. Strike to Arozarena, 0-1. Just getting started. The Rays and the Guardians in this wild card series. Bieber working fast. Strike 2.
He's got a good rhythm going in the communication. And you'll see with righties, he'll get into the slider mode, which he throws very often, and uses it for the chase.
On their feet at Progressive Field. And a swing and a miss. Struck him out. The Guardians' Shane Bieber gets a 1-2-3, including a couple of punch-outs. End of a half inning. The Rays 0, and the Guardians coming to bat.
As electric vehicle performance becomes more powerful, so do our tires. Ion. Electrified. Hanguk Tire.
You're a baseball fan here. Here, even up here. Only T-Mobile gives you free Wi-Fi to stream games in the air all flight long. And you're connected to the playoffs overseas with high-speed data in over 215 countries and destinations on us. Stay in the game this postseason with free Wi-Fi all flight long and high-speed data around the world. On the ground, in the air, or overseas. T-Mobile gives fans coverage beyond the expected.
Stay. We are so sorry. We hope you'll have us over again. He's in training. Oh, if I weren't earning 2% cash back right now, you'd be in so much trouble. Are you serious? Again, my apologies. Got myself a pair, too.
The Wells Fargo Active Cash Visa Card. That's real life ready.
Now that gas prices are so high, Domino's is giving you 20% off all menu prices when you order online for a limited time. So hurry and take advantage of these low prices. I mean, high prices, which mean low prices. You get the deal. 20% off menu prices on everything for now at Domino's.
Terry Francona, hired 10 years ago yesterday as the Cleveland skipper, 63 years young. He was asked yesterday, do you still get nerves? He said, I'm going to be scared to death. He said, on Wednesday in the 9th, up 9-2, I was still nervous. Here's the starting lineup for the Guardians. 6th in the league in runs per game, 29th in homers hit. That's the thing. Kwan up top, Rosario, Ramirez is the guy to watch. Gonzalez, Naylor, Miller, Jimenez hit 7, Hedges, and Straw. And again, Doug, we've seen in the postseason teams win by hitting it over the fence. It's not how these teams do it. And a tall task against Shane McClanahan. Stephen Kwan stands in, and the big lefty who throws hard delivers. And that one misses for ball 1. And here's Kwan, the rookie. A 298 average for the Guardians. And a great contact guy. really good idea to strike zone. You see the velocity from McClanahan.
And we asked McClanahan about facing Quan. He said, yeah, I think he bunted on me the first pitch, so anything can happen.
1-1 has popped in the air down the left side, and that one will find its way out of play. All right, so what about this big left-hander, 25 years old, from Cape Coral, Florida? Give me the numbers, Dougie.
We talk about a strikeout rate way above average, 30%. The walk rate below, but it actually has gone down. He's improved upon that over the last year.
A little dribbler. The pitcher picks it up, and McClanahan throws out Quan one away. All right, his arsenal, let's go over that.
Well, Arsenal starts with a fastball that can hit 100 miles an hour, but he relies on the four-seam for good reason, 36% of the time. Very good changeup. He improved that, and not only improved it, uses it much more than he did last season at 8%. Curveball, slider to close it out. So nice repertoire, but he's a power pitcher that leans into secondary off-speed pitches a lot.
Yeah, it's ironic, isn't it? His average fastball is 96.7 miles per hour. Swing and a miss from Rosario. And yet, despite that, he throws the highest percentage of non-fastballs in the majors among qualified starters. One hit on the ground. Oh, it hit the lip and skipped past Diaz and into left field. Rosarena gets it in quickly. It hit the lip of the grass and kicked right past Yandy Diaz, who was looking at the edge of the grass there.
Yeah, he's kind of mad mugging the grass. Not much you can do, but you see the changeup grip, turns it over. And Rosario gets out in front of it, but still hits it hard. Now watch this hop here. It just stays down flat. So he's expecting it to come up. It hits the lip and rolls right under it. And now he's mad at the cup. So not much you can do, though, other than get ready for the next sit-back. Rosario
at first. He swiped 18 bases. The Guardians like to run. You hear them chanting for their best player, Jose Ramirez. I asked him yesterday, what chain are you going to wear? And he said, I haven't decided yet. That one pushed foul. I believe he has decided to wear the chain that has a picture of him holding a chain on it.
It's like a fractal or something?
Yes, that's correct.
That's a chain. Picture of him holding a chain, wearing a chain.
That's right.
I like it.
The 1-1. Yeah, here's the tweet. Nobody cooler. That's right. Wearing a chain with a picture of him holding a chain. He is amazing and a magnificent player for the Guardians. A little bit high. I mean, Doug, he's still one of the better kept secrets. I think you have to say it because, I mean, since the start of 16, the only two guys in WAR, according to Fangraphs, that have registered higher are Betts and Trout. That's it. 2-2. And a swing and a miss, and McClanahan gets him. Nasty pitch right there.
And you can see why those secondary pitches, those off-speed non-fastballs, still play well. Big curveball, acts like a changeup, 83 miles an hour off of seeing 99 up in the zone. Ramirez, as great a hitter as he is, couldn't do anything with it.
So with 2 outs, the batter is Oscar Gonzalez. And now McClanahan will step off the backside. The Guardians' 24-year-old right fielder signed originally back at 14 at his breakout year in 21. That pitch misses low, although K-Zone had it as a strike. Gonzalez, a big guy, goes about 6'4", 240-ish. But again, 29th in homers, so it's a Guardians team, Doug. They make a lot of contact. So despite the strikeout you just saw, this is going to be interesting to see head-to-head because McClanahan gets strikeouts. Naylor in the on-deck circle. This one popped up. And on the infield right side, Ji-Man Choi. Out number 3, McClanahan pitches around the single. End of 1. No score here in Cleveland.
It's cheating. It's not even fair.
It's like the hitters know what I'm gonna throw every time.
I hate win reality.
I love it.
Be ready for real. Win reality.
In the next second, 14 families will decide.
That's it. We're getting a bigger house.
Finally.
But we gotta sell this place
Before we buy the next place.
And then in the meantime...
So how long are you staying?
Emily, no!
Oh, a little cramped.
I am C-Pop Man. That is not a toy!
Or skip the in-laws. Sell and buy your house with confidence. With Open Door. Move when you're ready.
That's it.
Indeed. Get your free offer at opendoor.com.
To get more hits out here, start training in here. Introducing Win Reality. Game speed pitches anywhere, anytime. Hands in sync with eyes. Confidence in sync with your progress. Be ready for real. Win Reality.
Getting the perfect home is a journey. So we help you find it, tour it, and own it. For moving made simple, there's no place like Zillow.
Think he's posting about all that ancient Roman coinage? No. He's seizing the moment with Merrill, moving his money into his investment account in real time. And that's how you collect coins.
Your money never stops working for you with Merrill, a Bank of America company.
Playoff baseball, man. There's nothing like it.
8 teams, 4 series, best of 3. The Wild Card Series continues tomorrow on ESPN and ESPN2.
Well, the Wild Card Series is full of wild storylines. Ho-hum, another year and another Rays postseason appearance. Payroll began. Can the Rays ride their arms to their first fall title? We'll see. And meanwhile, youth has been served in Cleveland, guided by a savvy veteran manager. Can the youngest team in baseball party all the way through the postseason? We'll see. Rays and Guardians, Game 1. John Shambi, Doug Glanville, Jesse Rogers from Progressive Field. Thanks for joining us. And it'll be Ramirez, Choi, and Margot against Shane Bieber, who got a 1-2-3 on a dozen pitches.
You know, John, that efficiency is going to play a critical role in how deep these pitchers go in the game, when to bring in the bullpen, the timing, and the matchups, which both teams live off of.
First offering fouled back. Nothing at 1. Ramirez was acquired in spring training from the Cubs. Spent a little bit of time at first. He's the DH today. It's pretty remarkable. You look at the Rays postseason roster of the 28 guys, 10 weren't with them at the beginning of spring training. There's been a lot of turnover, a lot of injuries. Bieber just misses that time. And now the count is 2-1.
Especially to their pitching, you know, something that they rely so heavily on. They've had to have tons of depth to be successful.
2-1 hit on the ground. Naylor gets it to Bieber. Out number 1.
You know, Ramirez is a guy that the most amount of plate appearances at bats were in September. All of his other months he had less. So questions with him are just exposure, how much time he gets in for familiarity. Talk about, can you overexpose somebody? But he's hit 300 this season and been pretty steady for the Rays.
Remember, Kevin Cash's team is on the back end of a 9-game road trip that actually started here in Cleveland, with stops in Cleveland, in Houston, and Boston. First one to Choi, misses. So they asked Terry Francona, isn't it an advantage that the Rays have been on the road for so long? You can't ask Terry Francona a question. Because Tito, tongue planted firmly in cheek, said it's an advantage if they run out of underwear. Nobody wants to run out of underwear. Thanks, Terry.
Yeah, that would be psychologically challenging.
Here comes a 2-0. And that misses. And now the count 3-0. G-Man Choi. Bieber is really the ultimate strike thrower, as Manuel Margot waits in the on-deck circle. And that's through there for a strike.
One adjustment he made or statistically improved was the walk rate. It was below average, but it was considerably higher last season. So he's been more in the zone, more pitching to contact as needed.
3-1 fouled off. We showed you the Guardians shifting there. One of the things that makes the Guardians unique is that they play elite level defense, and they do it really without shifting. So they're one of the teams, at least it would appear, the rule changes aren't going to affect them. Of the 30 teams, only the Rockies shifted less frequently than the Guardians.
Yeah, they seem to be well set up for the rule change next year.
That one just missed inside, and he walked him. So 1 out and a man at first, and let's send it downstairs and welcome in the third man of our team, Jesse Rogers.
Hey guys, you talk about advantages. Well, the Rays have some playoff experience compared to Cleveland, of course, but Kevin Cash said that really doesn't show up in a short series, right? Maybe in a best-of-7 that would kind of materialize, but right now it's almost like single elimination. I think both managers are going to manage with that sense of urgency.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Both these teams will run some. The Rays are very aggressive on the bases. Margot swings and misses, and it's 0-1. Manuel Margot getting the start in right field. It's been ice cold since late August. Bieber, meanwhile, looking for a ground ball at someone. Rays and Guardians, no score. Ground ball to third. Ramirez, Jimenez, Naylor, double play.
Home is where you start the day. Out the door, you're on your way. All the places you wanna go. Maybe you should take it slow. There's so much to care for in your life. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
Is that KFC's two-piece drum and thigh combo?
Yep.
Is it juicy?
Uh-huh.
Is it creamy?
You know it.
Is it flaky?
Yes.
And it's only $6? That's a real steal of a deal of a meal. Wink. KFC's two-piece drum and thigh combo is just $6.
Black Adam.
We're here to negotiate your peaceful surrender.
I'm not peaceful. Nor do I surrender.
It's his darkness that lets him do what heroes cannot.
The battle you're meant to fight is upon us. There's no one on this planet that can stop me.
Black Adam, rated PG-13, October 21st. Kinder Bueno. It's crispy. It's creamy. It's not your average chocolate bar.
It's Kinder Bueno.
Smooth milk chocolate, crispy wafer, creamy hazelnut filling. It's Kinder Bueno.
Are you ready for football? No, really, are you? Are you screaming for football? Dreaming for football?
I love you, Josh Allen.
Are you crafting, parenting, and naming your pets for football? Are you
breaking up with me? For football.
Are you dancing, flexing, prepping, jonesing, burrowing, and hyping yourself up for an all-new season of football? Good. Then you're ready.
Bottom of the second, no score. Rays and Guardians. It'll be Naylor, Miller, and Jimenez for the Guardians. All right, how about Josh Naylor, June 29th, in a big win, and the headbutt of his manager, Terry Francona. Thankfully, Francona had the helmet on.
I think he was ready.
He said it. Terry said it jacked up his neck a little bit, but Naylor, a guy who is pretty quiet off the field, but he is their emotional engine on the field, and a guy you've seen multiple times super fired up. Pretty incredible what he's done this year to stay healthy after a gruesome ankle injury ended his year last year.
And listening to the Guardians before the game and also yesterday, they circle a lot of key moments this season that changed their season and their trajectory, and a lot revolved around Naylor. So he's part of it.
The Rays shifting the 1-0. Chop towards third. Diaz backs up, steadies, and throws out Naylor. Fans enjoy the thrill of the postseason with the MLB app. Get daily lineups, live pitch-by-pitch coverage, and more. Free app with over 150,000 reviews. Download the MLB app today. So Naylor retired. Guardians scoreless in the second. It's game one. And folks still arriving here at Progressive Field. Not entirely full. And a pitch called a strike to Owen Miller.
It looked like McClanahan got a couple inches off the zone. That is good for him, working that changeup away.
Pitch missing. It's interesting because Doug Eddings, the plate umpire, statistically is about as pitcher friendly an umpire as there is. I don't feel like early that's been the case. That one hit hard but foul. Miller turning that one around. That was the changeup.
A lot of that friendliness is elevated, you know, around the fringes, but up in the zone. Now, your guy like McClanahan could throw 100 miles an hour. That's something you could take advantage of.
McClanahan back to work. Here's a 1-2. Shane McClanahan was on the IL from August 31st through September 15th with a shoulder impingement. And since coming off the IL, the contact rate has gone up and the strikeout rate has gone down. Nasty breaking ball, got him looking, absolutely froze Miller.
And part of this pitch's success was from the pitch before, being able to throw 199 miles an hour up in the zone, and then you could drop this on any hitter. Big curveball going in. Miller thinks it's going to be inside. It stays more true and catches the zone. But he can get you out so many different ways with so many different pitches.
Yeah, he throws close to 97 on average with the fastball, and he's got a ground ball rate over 50%. That one hit on the ground, right side. Walls throws out Jimenez, and 1-2-3 go the Guardians. We played 2 in Cleveland, 0-0.
That's half the fun of a new house, seeing what people left behind in the attic.
Well, saving on homeowners insurance with Geico's help was pretty fun, too.
Oh, it's a tiny dancer.
They left a ton of stuff up here.
Well, enjoy your house.
Nope. No, thank you.
Geico could help you save on homeowners and renters insurance.
New Balance. We got now.
5-Hour Energy, because it's time for some exercise with your best friend, of course, and he can go a long time. So you're going to need some energy, lots of energy. 5-Hour Energy for every adventure together.
It seems like things are falling apart lately. The economy, the market, everything. But Upwork lets you strategically hire talent to weather all ups and downs your business might go through. Look at all that talent.
Back here in Cleveland, the Rays and the Guardians are scoreless. Kevin Cash, a protege of Terry Francona. And even though Cash is the younger of the two, he maintains that it is Francona that is more of the child in the relationship. And Tito's not above pranking his former bullpen coach. How about this? In May of 2017, they came back, and the Rays are taking batting practice, and that's what was on the Jumbotron. How bad is Kevin Cash at the plate? Cash's career batting stats, 183, 248. I mean, holy cow. 5th worst OPS of all time.
Ouch.
I mean, that's just hurtful.
But there's mutual love there. There's a lot of love.
There's no question. I mean, we talked with Kevin Cash, and we asked, is there anything you do differently than Terry Francona? And he said, no, I try to emulate everything he does. Just don't tell him.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, there's a special connection there. There's no connection or no denying that connection. And they really love each other. And it's hard because they're competing. I think Terry Francona summed up what makes him so good, whether he realized it or not. Yesterday, when the media gathered to talk to the Guardian skipper on the ground, and it's cut off by Ramirez. Nice play. Guardians continue to show off that good defense. So one of the things that he was asked about, though, is what makes him so successful. And there's Kevin Cash and Terry Francona sharing a laugh. Back when Cash was a backup catcher with the Red Sox. And Tito said, I'd rather the media think I don't know what I'm doing than throw a player under the bus.
Yeah. No, and I can attest to that. 3 years playing for Terry Francona in Philadelphia.
It's just his way.
And I think where I saw the examples were, it's like, look, play hard. That's the only thing he would get upset if you didn't hustle, didn't play hard.
Bieber is just pouring it in, and it's 0-2.
And so that effort is there. And when you have someone like Jose Ramirez on your team, a star to set the tone about playing hard, then it makes your messaging much easier. Someone who actually delivers and is a star player.
The 0-2. And skips in. Curveball there. Yeah, it's pretty amazing how much success Terry Francona has had. We mentioned 5 times in the last 7 years the Guardians have been in the playoffs. 1-2.
Well, he acknowledged back in the day when I was in Philly, 98, 99, he was learning on the job, but he was still always confident in how important people skills were. The ability to talk to people, kind of take the hits for young players in development. That was something he never lost and trusted to this day. And then now he has all the other skills to complement it.
That's in the dirt. Well, and the other thing is this. He's changed some. A story that both Cash and Francona share. When Carlos Santana came up, he was a catcher, and in one spot Santana backpicked in a position where Francona didn't like it, and he went and told him. He put his arm around him. He said, Carlos, this is why we don't do that here. And then Cash came over to him and said, you did that to me in Boston. You remember what you said? And Tito said no. He said, hey, dump, don't do that again. So it's got more gentle.
Yeah, I mean, he's
3-2 here with 1 out. And that one lifted center field. Coming on is Straw, and he makes the play.
Yeah, there's not a lot of hits in this Cleveland Guardian outfield. They cover tons of ground. And one thing in talking to them before practice the other day was they're effectively 3 center fielders, and that mentality and those skills, the ability to cover ground. And so they've learned how to communicate well and trust each other. But as a result, when you have good communication in the outfield, then you're in a scenario where you're taking away hits everywhere. You know where you overlap, and you know exactly how to back each other up.
Yeah, 3 of the best outfield defenders in the game are playing in this one with Jose Siri, Kwan, and Straw. By the way, that last out the first out that Bieber has gotten in the air. Swing. And here is Jose Siri. Got him from Houston on August 1st. He's one of the fastest players in Major League Baseball. Third fastest according to StatCast. And a swing and a miss.
Now, it speaks to some approaches that Kevin Cash fights for, and that is to have defenders. You know, they may not have the high average we see. You know, Walls has struggled offensively, especially since April, but they catch the ball.
In the air, center field. Straw going back some more, and pulls it down on the track. Siri flies out to deep center. The Rays go 1-2-3.
As electric vehicle driving becomes quieter, so do our tires. Ion. Electrified Hanguk tire.
We've got your back, road warriors. Because we know you're picking up the pace. Steering life at 10 and 2. You're hitting the road. And we're helping you get there with confidence. So skip the counter without missing a beat. Choose any car in the aisle and be the boss of you. Go national. Go like a pro.
Think he's posting about all that ancient Roman coinage? No. He's seizing the moment with Merrill, moving his money into his investment account in real time. And that's how you collect coins.
Your money never stops working for you with Merrill, a Bank of America company.
The one and only Red River rivalry. It's game day, baby!
The best rivalry in the country. It's giving me goosebumps right now just thinking about it.
When you think you've seen everything in this rivalry, what happens on this field of this rivalry is remembered forever.
Okay, coming up at 2 Eastern on ABC, National League Wildcard Game 1, Phillies and Cardinals. Kyle Schwarber, Aaron Judge hit more homers than Schwartz as the Phillies on the road for that best of 3. And then later on, it'll be the Mariners and the Blue Jays. That's 4 Eastern on ESPN. Padres and Mets coming up tonight at 8 Eastern. Phillies ended the second longest postseason drought. Hadn't been to the playoffs since 2011. The Mariners, the longest postseason drought since 2001. Austin Hedges makes his way to the plate. For the Guardians, it'll be Hedges, then Straw, and then Kwan. And the Rays go with the shift against Hedges. He's at just 163. And for the Guardians, they didn't get much production out of the catcher spot. Offensive. They like the way Hedges frames and handles the staff.
Well, the best part about playoff baseball, you look at the scoreboard and all you see is zeros up there.
Right.
It's a new start.
I think one of the things that's fascinating, these are two really good teams, two of the best run organizations going. But Doug, the playoffs, especially the last 4 to 5 years, have been about the home run ball. That's in there for a strike. So what's the outcome here? Will these teams manufacture runs, or is it just a home run will come in a spot that we don't expect?
Good question.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss. It gets away. Bethancourt picks it up and flips to first. Consider for a second, in the last 6 postseasons combined, if you out-homer your opponent, the winning percentage is .857, including 25-2 last year. I mean, you watch these games, you broadcast these games, you see it coming. The games turn on a single home run. It's not how these two teams score. Here's the list. 25-2 last year, 35-5 the year before. It's about an 86% winning percentage over the course of that stretch. That is what playoff baseball has been about.
But here's what these teams can't do. They can't get out of their game.
Yes.
You know, and that's not how they play.
And a ground ball, base hit, right field. Miles Straw with a knock.
And that's how they play. The Cleveland Guardians, one of the best teams at spraying the ball around, going to right field, taking it opposite field. And so they run into a home run, that's great. And certainly any manager loves a quick strike and 3 runs. But Straw here just takes the pitch, works the other way, kind of beats a modified shift, and gets it going. Someone's speed on the bases. And they're going to continue to play that game and stay within how they approach and have been successful this season. And once in a while, they'll run into one.
So now here's Stephen Kwan for the second time. And that one had the strike zone, said K zone, but no, said Doug Eddings, our plate umpire. I've been sort of false advertising here for Doug Eddings as big strike zone, right? Statistically, it's been the case, but at least so far, not so much today. Now the count 2-0.
You know, as a lefty facing McClanahan, the changeup goes away, and then it becomes a 4-seam fastball and slider. But he flips the script on throwing soft stuff, which he throws a lot to righty, and he's much more aggressive with velocity.
Straw, good speed at first. That one inside, check swing, now appeal to third, no swing. That's the crew chief, Jed Barrett. And it's 3-0. Strawberry's watching at first. He is swiped 21 of 22, but Bethencourt behind the plate can really throw. 3-0. And that's right through there. McClanahan, who was the starting pitcher for the American League of the All-Star game out in Los Angeles, asked him what you think about, you know, all the decks. You know, it's got the 4th and almost like a 5th deck. Hit on the ground up the middle, and that's gloved by Walls. Jump throw to first, gets away from Choi. Quad's going to try for second. Here's the throw, and that gets away. Quad is safe at second. And after all that running around, a man in scoring position with 2 outs.
Now this is a great hustle by Quan, but once the play is, you know, Walls probably had a little bit more time to get in a better throwing position, but he elects the jump throw, and with that he threw it inaccurately, and the short hop is not fielded. And Quan immediately read that correctly and said, let me take the turn right into going into second base. And that lack of hesitation is why he's standing safely at second base in this moment.
It'll be a fielder's choice and then an E4. Walls, who is a brilliant defender, one of the best infield defenders in the game. And a first offering way outside to Ahmed Rosario, who singled to left field his first time. That's why Taylor Walls is playing. You're talking about a guy who's hitting 172. Kevin Cash said his RBIs are with the glove. Grounded to first. Choi will take it himself. And that's the inning. McClanahan pitches around a single and an error. End of 3. Rays and Guardians 0-0.
I never thought I'd see role reversed in my lifetime, but here we are.
What will they take away next?
How do we protect choice for women in Illinois and the rest of the Midwest?
As your Attorney General, we are in court right now fighting like hell to defend access to reproductive freedom and working to have the Equal Rights Amendment recognized as part of the Constitution. This extremist attack on women's freedoms, not in Illinois, not while I'm Attorney General. I'm Kwame Raoul. This is the work of my life, and there's so much more to do.
They say in life that timing is everything. How being in the right place at the wrong time can tragically change your life. Because a truck driver is texting or watching videos instead of paying attention. And when that happens, timing is more critical than ever to preserve the electronic evidence before it gets wiped away. If you're the victim of negligence, call one of the most successful and experienced injury lawyers around. Kenneth Allen Law Group, Call before your time runs out.
Damage history affects the value.
Your damage has always been visible.
We're twins.
Stop overpaying. Shop at the all-new Carfax.com.
Identical twins.
It's the Subway Series menu. 12 irresistible subs. The most epic sandwich roster ever created. It's Subway's biggest refresh yet.
I'm mic'd up. I'm mic'd up. I got a mic, too.
Got the mic. Mic'd up if you guys want to say something, comment. You're a weirdo.
Yeah, I'm a weirdo.
1, 2, 3, check, check.
No way! Come on, baby. Come on.
Oh, my God! Oh! You one of the best hitters after me.
Welcome back to the 2022 Wild Card Series on ESPN, presented by Hankook Tire. Well, back here at Progressive Field, John Sciambi, Doug Landville, Jesse Rogers, the Guardians and the Rays. Yandy Diaz, top of the order. Bieber so far has faced the minimum. Diaz, then Franco, then Arozarena. That one in for a strike. Swing and a miss.
Diaz just shows great discipline throughout his career, and we asked him about why he has such a good eye at the plate, and he's like, can't really explain it. I think it's just something I was born with, and he's got quite a gift for it.
Shane Bieber, last year, his season was cut short in June with a shoulder injury, and then with the lockout, teams weren't able to contact their players. So the Guardians right-hander getting ready. He's been super efficient so far here today. He came out a little bit slow. First 15 starts, 355. Nasty pitch right there and a strikeout. And that's number 3. But Doug, in his last 13 starts coming in, a 2.04 ERA for Bieber.
And it's location. I mean, his ability to work those secondary pitches. He takes off some speed, maybe 6-7 miles an hour off the fastball, but he located. And that's how he was able to get ahead. Just work the fastball 91 down and away. And he stayed in that corner, that outer third, the entire sequence.
So one away, and now it's Wander Franco. 0-0, Rays and Guardians. Wander Franco at just 21 years old. Debut came last year at 20. It's that one on the ground towards first. Naylor is there. 2 up, 2 down, and here comes Randy Arozarena, and the Rays are hoping for playoff Randy to show up. Here's a guy that was the ALCS MVP before he won the AL Rookie of the Year in 2020. What a performance for Randy Arozarena. And you look at what he has done in his playoff career. Pretty spectacular. Now consider this for a second, Doug. Are you ready? He is the 3rd highest OPS in postseason history. Minimum 100 plate appearances. And the first 2 guys are Gehrig and Ruth.
Wow.
I say it here, it comes out there.
Yeah, that's, can't even really comment on that. That's madness.
Check swing went too far.
The one thing Arozarena does well, he hunts for pitches. He gets that fastball. He's looking first pitch. He's ready on every pitch with a plan of what he's looking for. Will get on the attack very quickly.
Bieber has been on point here today. The right-hander ready. The 1-2. Got it. Nope, foul ball. Beg your pardon. You got Hedges.
And it's slider in the zone. Just barely tipped over it.
That time he got him. A swing and a miss. Fourth strikeout for Shane Bieber, who has faced the minimum so far today and is not allowed a hit.
My relationship with my credit cards wasn't good. I got into debt in college, and no matter how much I paid, it followed me everywhere. Between the high interest, the fees, felt trapped. So I broke up with my credit card debt and consolidated it into a low-rate personal loan from SoFi. I finally feel like a grown-up.
Break up with bad credit card debt. Get a personal loan with no fees, low fixed rates, and borrow up to $100K. Go to SoFi.com to view your rate. SoFi, get your money right.
This book has helped me reach so many young homeowners who have become their parents.
Hey, what's the lowest you'll go on one of these mugs?
Well, remember, no haggling in stores.
Ah, yeah, chapter 6, yep.
They may have read the book, but they still have a long way to go.
I was hoping to get your John Hancock on there.
Well, let's just call it a signature.
I noticed there weren't any refreshments, so I'm just gonna leave a couple of snackies.
Folks, the line's a shambles. Let's tuck it in.
Sir?
Come on. Come on.
Okay.
Oh, right?
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
Okay, we don't need a line monitor.
I think I changed my mind about these glasses.
Yeah, it happens. That's why VisionWorks gives you 100 days to change your mind. It's simple. Anything else I can help you with?
Like what?
VisionWorks. See the difference.
You got KFC, mijo.
This drum and thigh combo's only $6.
Good deal.
For you. But you bring nothing home for your abuelita.
You okay?
No.
Get your own $6 two-piece combo at KFC.
Did you know Google makes a phone? Sure, it's beautiful, but it does things other phones can't do, which is how it helps take annoying items out of pictures. Introducing our newest Google Pixel phones. Get up to $750 off any Google Pixel 7 phone with eligible trade-in.
It all started when we showed up in Austin waving a Wazoo flag. Then it kind of became an obsession. After 15 years, game day finally came to Washington State. Now we keep doing it because game day isn't just a day, it's a lifestyle.
Back here in Cleveland, John Chomby, Doug Glanville. We send it downstairs. Jesse Rogers with the Rays skipper.
Cash, you were pretty confident Shane would give your best effort. He's done that so far. What do you see from him?
It looks pretty good. He's mixing pitches well. Got good feel for the changeup. It was really encouraging that it came back on that 3-0 at bat to Quan.
You saw Shane Bieber a couple weeks ago and got to him. How is he better tonight?
I'd rather not see him, if we're going to be honest. He's really talented. You watch him, he locates pitches, can really spin the ball.
Thanks, Cash.
All right, thank you.
Jose Ramirez with a count 0-1. Ramirez struck out swinging his first time. No score. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Jose slaps that one foul. Quickly 0-2 on the third baseman. 4 times an All-Star. 3 times he's finished in the top 3 in the American League in the MVP voting. Guardians' best player and one of the best players in the game. A little bit high.
You know, and Terry Francona speaks so highly of Jose Ramirez and the energy he brings. And just imagine combining that with young players coming out with that enthusiasm. It's been a perfect storm for him to be able to manage these players with the type of level of production that Jose Ramirez brings.
A little dribbler back to the mound, McClanahan. And Ramirez is out. 1 up, 1 down.
You look at the Rays as a pitching staff in general. I mean, they fill up the zone. This is a team that throws a lot of strikes. You know, they work, they get in the zone, and their goal is to not only get ahead, but be in the count, in all counts ahead. You know, you want to be 2-1 versus 1-2. You want to have that 1-2 advantage, and that puts them in a great position to induce weak contact. And if they do put it in play, force the defense to execute, which they can trust, or they get the strikeouts.
You got a quick peek there at Tyler Glasnow, who will start tomorrow. That one ripped up the middle and a base hit for Oscar Gonzalez. So with 1 out, a man aboard as the throw kicks away. Gonzalez will stay put at first. Glasnow tomorrow go about 4 or 5 innings for the Rays as he is coming back from Tommy John surgery. There's a big right-hander. The ball, they say, is coming out of his hand as well as it ever has. And, yeah, I mean, for Tampa Bay, the ability to stop people from scoring. Eric Neander, their president of baseball operations, talks about trying to raise the floor, trying to keep your floor as high as possible. And Kevin Cash added, yeah, and we do it with run prevention. So that's basically how they do it. Yep. That's it for a strike. They find their inefficiencies and really are able to do it with defense and with pitching.
Yeah, they flipped the script. We know it's a scoring competition, a contest, but we also know that they've sort of maximized the ability to keep those runs from off the board.
Shot the other way, and that's a base hit. Well, Rosarena picks it up. Naylor punches it the other way, and the Guardians are in business. 2 on, 1 out.
Naylor hasn't had a lot of success against left-handed pitching this year, coming in at 173 during the regular season. But once again, everything resets this time of year. Takes the fastball. He's behind it, committed to go the other way. And knowing now, like, hey, fine, they want to shift and give me that much room off the line. If I just punch it that direction, I have a good shot at getting on. That's exactly what he did.
And now it's Owen Miller who takes a pitch in the dirt. No score. We're in the bottom of the 4th. These teams met 6 times this year. The Guardians won 4 of them. They've only met 1 time in the playoffs. That was in 2013 here. And the Rays won 4-0. It was in the wild card game. Miller doing the DHing. Struck out looking his first time. 2 on, 1 out. McClanahan has so many pitches he can go to.
You look at how he approached that so far, Miller so far, it's just change up, curveball, just trying to give him something. He's slowing him down. And now in the back of his mind's like, oh, he has 100 too.
You can see Bethencourt pushing the buttons back there. Christian Bethencourt has got the pitch come on his left arm. Swing and a ground ball towards third. Diaz steps on third, throw to first, out at first. Wow! What a stretch by Ji-Man Choi, and they turn the double play.
Well, he put himself in a good position. The footwork was key. That ball had a chance to float away and sail on him because he's making the throw on the run, momentum going the other way. But watch Choi, I mean, full stretch. Had to make a decision, do I stay on or make sure that ball doesn't get away? And here he is, across the body. Great catch, great backhand, clutch timing.
As electric vehicle performance becomes more powerful, so do our tires. Ion. Electrified. Hanguk Tire.
Sometimes we go too far. I have, and that's why Taco Bell has hired me to make an apology for them. Go ahead, say sorry. Huh? Taco Bell went a bit crazy with its breakfast. It was too much. What you need in the morning is tasty, simple food. Fluffy eggs, melty cheese, sausage, hash browns, maybe wrap it in a warm tortilla.
That's a breakfast crunch wrap.
Well, they should open a restaurant that only serves those breakfast crunch things.
You riffing, or is this part of the commercial?
I don't know. I didn't read the script.
With DirecTV, I can get live TV and on demand together. Football, housewives. Football, housewives. Football, housewives.
Whoops.
Oh, no.
The housewives are on the field. I repeat, the housewives are on the field.
I just want to talk!
Who flips the table?
Get your TV together. Call 1-800-DIRECTV to save up to $120.
Nothing feels better than having support, and the same goes for your footwear. So you've got to try Skechers Arch Fit. Skechers teamed up with podiatrists and designed footwear with podiatrist-certified arch support. Plus, they're machine washable. Get the arch support you're looking for with Skechers Arch Fit.
Think he's posting about all that ancient Roman coinage? No. He's seizing the moment with Merrill, moving his money into his investment account in real time. And that's how you collect coins.
Your money never stops working for you with Merrill, a Bank of America company.
Need to focus on the game? Just tell Siri, turn on Do Not Disturb.
That's the Guardian Bridge right there. That's how when they made the transition. This is the first year with the Cleveland team being called the Guardians, but I think that early on people thought maybe they'd be the Rockers, but they went with the Guardians. It's taken off. Speaking of taking off, Shane Bieber, wow. It'll be Ramirez, Choi, and Margot. And that one hit up the middle and a base hit. First hit of the game for Ramirez.
Well, the location on this pitch, Bieber's been going outer third to righties consistently. He expands, getting the slider in there to chase. But this one, he hangs it a little bit, gets it where he doesn't want to. See the catcher reaching into the strike zone. When you're set up on that outer corner and you're reaching into the zone, then all of a sudden you know that he hit the heart of the plate when he was trying to go down and away. And Ramirez, good hitter, was able to stay through it and get the base hit.
Here's G-Man Choi. No score, top 5. And that's in there for a strike. Choi worked a walk his first time. One of the things with Bieber, he's super efficient. Fewest pitches per inning in the American League. Popped up. Ramirez towards the bag. And one away.
A perfectly executed pitch with Choi. You're trying to tie him up with hard in. 92 mile an hour at 4-seam fastball, and it was completely set up for that location, and he hit the glove. Choi could not get the hands or get the barrel to that ball. It gets jammed, pops it up.
Well, Bieber, a guy who just, I mean, from the beginning of his baseball career, and I mean when he was little, I asked him, could you always throw strikes? He said, yep. I mean, he had a stretch before his big league debut in the minors where he walked something like 7 in 79 innings. So he's always had good command. There's a strike. The walk rate this year is 4.6%. So that means he walks 4.6% of the batters he faces. This year in the majors, the average is 8.2%. So I mean, he basically is close to half. A 1 in the air down the left side. Long run, Kwan, and he makes the catch.
And, you know, someone like Bieber, you have to therefore beat him with contact. You have to find a way to get hits off him. He's not beating himself, and if he's a ground ball guy, then now you have to beat their defense, which is exceptional as well. So it's a great combination for Bieber in terms of how his defense is set up. And the fact that he throws his strikes and puts the ball, allows balls to be put in play. And it explains certainly why he's fit in so well here and how their defenses thrive.
There's Bethancourt now. Favorite player, by the way, for Shane Bieber growing up? Greg Maddux. It fits.
Yeah, that's like pouring ice water down my back right now. It's just...
First offering down and away to Bethancourt. Man at first, 2 down. The Rays and the Guardians are scoreless. We're in the top of the 5th. John Sciambi, Doug Glanville, and Jesse Rogers. Bethancourt getting the start behind the plate. They got him July 9th from Oakland. What a journey this guy has been on. So one-time top prospect out of Panama with Atlanta. Eventually, he moved on to San Diego. They tried him as a pitcher, and I mean really tried him in the minors as a pitcher. Then he took himself to Korea, reworked his swing, and with the Rays, he swung the bat pretty well. Swing and a miss there.
I mean, that's the journey. A lot of players, whether it's winter ball, playing abroad, playing, you know, it's just part of continuing that education as a ball player. And he's reinvented himself so many different times, and here he is, and that fits very much the Rays story.
And he can really throw. 2-1 in there.
You know, the thing is, like, Bieber's in the zone, but it's where he's in the zone that's making him so hard. Just competitive pitches, their late movement, they're down. You can't do a whole lot with it. And even when you're giving up with an advantage in an account, now you find yourself in the hole. And here's where he loves to get the chase. The slider, curveball down and away.
In the dirt, and it's knocked down by Hedges.
This backhand, when you get that slider, you get the kick. You see how it kicks back towards the catcher. So catchers have to anticipate that even though it's away, you have to get in front of it. So this is more of a backhand play trying to pick it. He didn't block it with his body. He was trying to catch and be in a position to throw.
A peek at Sandy Alomar Jr., the former all-star catcher looking on. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Bieber the strikeout. He's got 5, and he's thrown 5 shutout innings.
It's cheating. It's not even fair.
It's like the hitters know what I'm gonna throw every time.
I hate win reality.
I love it.
Be ready for real. Win reality.
For Imprint, this is Lisa. Hi, I'd like 50 welcome wows and 300 customer I love it.
Promotional products from 4imprint are certain to deliver ooh yes.
Wow.
I love it.
Find some wow now at 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
Better run through the jungle.
Eight teams. 4 series. Best of 3.
This is a postseason that we've never seen before.
It's about to get wild. Give us the Wild Card Series. Continues tomorrow on ESPN and ESPN2.
You can be well dressed. You can be well groomed. Or even well spoken. But there's just something about being well adventured. Adventure on a deeper level. Discover more in the Subaru Forester Wilderness. Love, it's what makes Subaru, Subaru. Subaru is the National Park Foundation's largest corporate donor.
Back here in Cleveland, John Sciambi and Doug Glanville. It's at a downstairs Jesse Rogers with Terry Francona.
Tito, is this as good as Shane Bieber's looked all season?
I mean, he's been pretty good all year, but he's done a really good job so to this point. Good thing because their guy's doing pretty good too.
He is. You've been among the league leaders in extra inning games, in one-run games. Do you think your young team can handle a game like this because they've been doing it for 6 months?
Yeah, I don't think the moment's going to be, what's going to decide this game. I think you got 2 pretty good teams playing. I think that'll be more the deciding factor.
Thanks, Tito.
You got it, Jesse.
McClanahan and the 0-1. And it is thumbs.
When you think about a young team, and you mentioned in the open about Terry Francona just being good at being consistent. Everyone said this about him. Both teams just talk about his consistency. Kevin Cash mentioned it, and his patience and his belief in his team. And when you have young players that are impressionable, first of all, you have a Jose Ramirez as an example who's living and breathing Terry Francona's approach. But you have young players that now are also producing when it counts. And that's the feeling I had in Philly. Like, I was fairly young. I wasn't young. I was young, more inexperienced, but I felt like I belonged there. Terry Francona makes you feel like you're where you're supposed to be. Doesn't let that moment get too big and takes all the heat and the flack for you.
Swing and a miss. Jimenez comes up empty. McClanahan a strikeout. A reminder to bring your friends to the one spot with all your favorite free MLB games. Play the hits with Base Chase, Quick Pick, and Pickle. Visit MLB.com/play for rules and download MLB Play today. Pickles Wardle, right? It's like Wordle, but yeah. These hedges now. Corners are in. Got ourselves a good pitcher's duel here. That one bounced to third. Diaz on the grass. Handles and throws him out. McClanahan and Bieber both pretty well locked in.
Well, the way they're being able to be efficient, then you're just stretching out their opportunity to go deeper in the game and put the bullpen in the position they want to. They can set it up the way they want to, and that's what a long, extended, efficient start will give each team's bullpen.
In the air, right field towards the line. And a catch made in foul ground by Manuel Margot. End of 5, and here in Cleveland, the Rays and the Guardians, there's no score.
Hi, yes, I need a locksmith. 3 hours. Guess I'll be right here. Oh, nice. 2% cash back, right? And it is saving the day right now.
Good afternoon.
It was.
The Wells Fargo Active Cash Visa Card. That's real life ready.
At Progressive, if you want to protect the homes and autos of those who bundle, you must become a true master. Water damage, fire damage, wind damage.
I'm not getting this metaphor.
Protect the home! Ready?
No.
Are we just cleaning your car? When you can take the ball from my hand, you'll be ready. You were always ready.
Then why'd I do that whole training?
That was mostly for me. Confidence booster.
Is that KFC's two-piece drum and thigh combo?
Yep.
Is it juicy?
Uh-huh.
Is it creamy?
You know it.
Is it flaky?
Yes.
And it's only $6? That's a real steal of a deal of a meal. Wink. KFC's two-piece drum and thigh combo is just $6.
This is not a drill. For a limited time at Domino's, get 20% off everything at menu price when you order online. Pizza, 20% off. Specialty pizza, 20% off. Anything that's not pizza? Yep, you know the drill. Except it's not a drill. It's 20% off everything. Only at Domino's.
Look, I think I just need someone more emotionally available. We seemed like a good match, but in person, I'm just getting a lot of mixed signals.
It's the bobblehead, isn't it?
I love your smile, but I can't do this anymore.
I thought you were a home run.
Oh, gosh. Max, don't do this.
There's a better way to bring the game home. Visit MLBshop.com for your favorite team gear and today's special offer.
Let's take a look at what Shane Bieber has been able to do in executing the entire game. We're talking about a lot of secondary pitches, breaking balls down and away for the chase. The swings and misses just keep adding up, and it's in the same location. Get the chase. Start it in that downward chase zone, and then watch it fade away. And when you watch the location, I mean, this is a master class on location and late movement and how to use it effectively. Down and away, down and away, down and away, teasing the hitter to chase out of the zone and out of their comfort zone.
Here's Taylor Walls as Bieber gets back to work, and that one in there for a strike. John Chambi and Doug Glanville, along with Jesse Rogers, as the playoffs get going here in Cleveland. So we're the two that are rooting against your favorite team. Whoever your favorite team is, we're rooting against them.
Is that us?
That's usually.
Oh, is that?
Yeah. That's how it goes. The Rays, the Guardians, we're rooting against all of them. That's what everybody thinks. Here's a swing and a bouncer right side. Jimenez gobbles it up. The Walls retire.
And what's amazing about these two teams is the similarity, you know, the way that they approach the game. And there's a refreshing element of it. They don't bash you with the long ball. They chip away. They steal places. They make the plays in the field. They execute in the zone. They throw strikes. And, you know, I'm very curious, like, what's going to separate these two teams, you know, their styles. And it's a lot of fun. You have the protege of Terry Francona with Kevin Cash, who, you know, has had that experience under his belt. I mean, it's a good matchup.
Jesse, they are pretty similar, aren't they, these two teams?
Oh, yeah, and it's been fun to watch both of them, especially the Guardians, how they run the bases and play defense. And one thing about Bieber, Doug, a manager once told me, watch the body language of the hitter when he goes back to the dugout. And so far, the Rays' body language hasn't been as good.
Well, they got good body language there. Siri unloads. And a home run for Jose Siri. And just like that, the Rays have a 1-0 lead. Siri goes yard, and he hammered it.
I mean, hey, Siri, how hard did you hit that ball? Exit velo 107.5. and stayed behind the ball. That was a fastball that Bieber tried to sneak in there, get through, slightly elevated where he didn't want it. And Siri, who hit a ball deep earlier in the game, watch this spin right over the heart of the plate, four-seamer, just trying to get a strike in the zone, and all of a sudden he leaked it out over the top, and Siri did not miss it.
Bieber in the regular year gave up 18 homers. Meanwhile, Siri hit just 7. And these two teams were 28th and 29th. The Rays were 29th in percentage of runs via the home run ball. So they are not the type of teams that sit back and wait for the homer. But as we told you in the playoffs, as Joe Sheehan says, ball go far, team go far is usually the way things work. 1-0 Rays. Siri unloads.
If you get that four-seam fastball in the zone, that is your best bet against Bieber, and his ability to, once he gets ahead, his ability to put you away. And amazingly, this season, he didn't give up a home run once he was ahead in the count. I mean, in any account where he was ahead.
Back to Bieber. So Diaz retired. Let's take another peek at that home run by Jose Siri.
It's trying to go away, and it gets a little too much of the plate. I mean, it's still outer third. You know, it's located, but the elevation is what bit him. And based on the previous at bat where Siri took him really deep to center field, it was a similar pitch up in the zone. And so he was already locked into that velocity, locked into that timing mechanism. And that one he was hit a little bit further behind, and that's why you got the more right center field action.
One to Franco is out of the zone, ball 1. Wander Franco 0 for 2. This place has gotten quiet all of a sudden here at Progressive Field as the Rays lead the Guardians 1-0 on a solo homer by Jose Siri. It's funny, yesterday while meeting the media, Kevin Cash was asked about McClanahan and his health because, you know, he was on the IL, and so people wanted to know how many pitches will he be able to throw. And I was standing in the back of the room, and Cash said 100 to 110, and I turned and looked, and McClanahan was standing right next to me, and he had a big smile on his face, and he just goes, "You heard?" So he's excited that he's going to get a chance to get And that one in there for a strike. Now 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice. He did his interview and he didn't run away. He wanted to see what Yandy Diaz was going to say. He stayed. Most of the guys got to do their questions and move on to what work they need to do. He hung out there and wanted to see what Yandy Diaz was going to say. So it was nice to have him talk.
He's a little antsy in there. That one hit on the ground. They had the shift on. And Jimenez handles the chance. And that'll do it for the Rays in the top half of the sixth. Jose Siri comes up with the Rays' second hit of the day, and it leaves the yard. Tampa Bay has taken a 1-0 lead.
As electric vehicle driving becomes quieter, so do our tires. Ion. Electrified. Hanguk Tire.
There's one thing everyone wants. We all want the incredible new iPhone 14 Pro now at T-Mobile. And T-Mobile gives you Apple TV Plus included. Get iPhone 14 Pro on us.
All right, do you guys want to do a little swap?
I mean, yeah, I could be into it. Just like a one-time casual thing with Tyler, or?
I was talking about switching up teams for fun.
I don't like this game.
Hi, I'm Alok, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe is it has that kick. Not too spicy, but it's just enough for your taste buds to feel that level of heat. And you're like, ooh, this is good. It's the perfect amount of spicy.
Hi, I'm Capri, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe is the chicken. You can tell they actually put it on the grill, cooked it in the sauce, marinated it. You're definitely getting a good grilled spicy sandwich.
That's half the fun of a new house, seeing what people left behind in the attic.
Well, saving on homeowners insurance with Geico's help was pretty fun, too.
Oh, it's a tiny dancer.
They left a ton of stuff up here.
Well, enjoy your house.
Nope. No, thank you.
Geico could help you save on homeowners and renters insurance.
First up, it's a conference final rematch. Lightning Rangers. Then it's a West Coast battle. Golden Knights Kings. Tuesday on ESPN and ESPN+.
That is hockey.
Back here in Cleveland, we got a great pitcher's duel. Shane McClanahan delivers and drops a breaking ball in for a strike as Kwan shortened to bunt. Jose Siri with his first career postseason homer as he tagged one over the wall out in right center, and the Rays have a 1-0 lead. I mean, Jose Siri, the skill set, the tools that you talk about, speed, defense, those are the first two things that come to mind. He's hit 2 rockets today. One was caught and one has left the park. 1-0 Rays over the Guardians. And that one missing off the edge. 2 balls and a strike to Stephen Kwan. Kwan 0 for 2. Kwan controls the strike zone nicely. That one hit on the ground out to short. Franco gobbles it up and throws him out.
Need to focus on the game? Just tell Siri, turn on Do Not Disturb.
So 1 away. Siri has delivered for the Rays. 1-0 Tampa Bay leading the Guardians here at Progressive Field. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Ahmed Rosario. Look at Shane McClanahan. He's just at 57 pitches. And he drops a curve in for strike 1.
You know, and he's followed his textbook style. I mean, he throws a lot of off speed to righties. He's got the fastball to elevate as needed.
Now, I mentioned earlier that when he came back from the shoulder impingement, that the strikeout rate and the contact rate went in the wrong direction. Kevin Cash made a good point. His starts when he came back were against the Jays and the Astros. Those teams can hit, and those teams, especially the Astros, don't strike out. So, you know, you do have to I guess, in the end, add for quality of competition, right?
For
the
sure.
1-2. And that one past Choi, rifled into right field. And with one out, a man aboard. Rosario's 2 for 3.
Yeah, well, it looked like Choi kind of dove almost on the late side. The curveball, he hangs it up, and Rosario stays through it. When I look at Choi, he kind of just jumps, but the ball's like moving away from him. So tried to get glove behind it, didn't have a chance to get his step, to get any body behind it. And as a result, that ball's in right field.
Well, the Guardians have the guy they want up, man at first. And the first offering in for a strike to Jose Ramirez, although K-Zone said it missed. Doug Eddings calls it a strike. And Ramirez 0 for 2. And Jose Ramirez, April, May, June, July was phenomenal. Slugged .570 over that stretch. The final couple of months slugged just .424 and a lot more strikeouts. They certainly are going to need him to swing it if they're going to go on a run. 1-1. Swing and a high fly ball, center field. That one back. Siri at the wall. That one is gone. Jose Ramirez. And the Guardians have taken the lead. It's 2-1.
Well, McClanahan tried to go up where he didn't want to release this pitch. The velocity was in the changeup range, but the velocity going out broke 100 miles an hour. And McClanahan knows he did not get the location he was looking for. So watch it as he throws it, turning the ball over and didn't get it down. He knew he wanted to get it down and away. The location was elevated. Ramirez, such a good hitter, just stays through it with power. Watch the head position, just following the ball to right field the entire way, and knew he got a lot of that ball, takes off and breaks right into the trot. Siri does what he can, gets to the wall, just simply runs out of room. And the Guardians are up 2-1.
Yeah, they're checking to see on an appeal if Ramirez missed second base.
That would be something.
So to me, this is a good example of, they have microphones. I don't think it's as simple as what we just said. It'd be good if they told us what they were looking at. Maybe it's Rosario. Ted Barrett, the crew chief. Here he is. All right, so having some technical difficulties. We didn't hear him. The crowd didn't hear him. Could they have been checking on Rosario?
Well, let's see if he goes back, or he gets on the base, and does he go back and then retouch? Yeah. It looked like he got it with his left foot.
Yes.
So that seems to be the play in question. Well, you know, he goes out to position, then he's thinking, okay, maybe if it stays in the ballpark or he catches it, I have to be conservative on this. So I'm going to wait, and then he goes back to start up again. Now you see the dirt kicks up behind him, but it looked like before that dirt kicked up, his left foot touched the base. And it seems like that's what they would be trying to consider.
So what happened here, I'm pretty sure, is they went with a standard appeal. Second base umpire Quinn Walcott said nope, he touched the base, and then because it's reviewable, they reviewed it.
And once again, anytime in review, you have to get evidence that's clear and convincing to overturn the call on the field. So isn't enough information to say, all right, that dirt and his front of his foot wasn't on the base. was the foot completely off the base when he kicked up that dirt? And then did he step over second base? And I don't know if there's enough evidence. So we'll look at it here. He comes to the base, watch his left foot. Now he's short of the bases. He's short. And he's looking, and then he steps there. Is that on the base? And then he goes, and then kicks up the dirt. So he might have come to second base a little bit short of it, but then when he restarted, that first step he took with his left foot seemed to be on the base. But that's the question. And if it's not clear and convincing, they will not have the ability or authority to overturn it. So let's hear what he says.
After review, the call stands.
So the Guardians get the call they were looking for. And I know Rosario's heart's in his throat because you have this kind of moment and you may have ruined it just from basic base running, but it went into his favor, and
the guy with a chain of a picture with him holding a chain delivers the big hit. This one lifted to center. Siri under it. Gonzalez is out.
Well, to your point, John, you know, the home run is king, and you know, the ability to get the quick strike. When we talked to Kevin Cash before the game about the home run, I asked him, well, you know, what do you think about the home run and how it plays in the playoffs? And he's like, look, I'd love to have it. It's not that I would turn it away. You get the quick strike. You put the crooked number up. But if you're not going to be able to get these 3-run homers, 2-run homers, then you're still going to have to play your game and try to play the defense and prevent runs from scoring. And in that case, McClanahan just made a bad changeup to a great hitter. And often bad things happen for the pitcher in that scenario.
I mean, the Guardians just got a home run from their best player. But it was an above-average offense, 6th in the American League out of 15 teams in runs per game. They just didn't hit homers. They were 29th. Only the Tigers hit fewer homers.
Well, every team that plays the Guardians knows where Jose Ramirez is in the lineup. Their job is now to try to keep everybody off base in front of him. And that's a hard thing to do with Stephen Kwan, who's disciplined, puts the ball in play, can walk, good hitter. Rosario's had a really good season. And so you're saying, okay, well, Ramirez probably may get his hits. I just don't want anybody to be on base.
The 1-1. One of the other things I think to consider, remember back in 2016, Terry Francona led his team to Game 7 of the World Series, magnificently manipulated his bullpen with that trio of Miller, Shaw, and Allen. You know, if they get into more games, I think there's a pretty good chance that he'll use Stefan, Karinchak, and Clase in a somewhat similar way, that he's going to sit there and, you know, obviously he's got his ace today, but those 3 guys will be in play and they're elite. Pitch hit on the ground to third, and Yandy Diaz throws out Naylor, but Jose Ramirez comes to the plate with a man aboard and leaves the park, and the Guardians have the lead 2-1.
Life is busy, so come to Shell and get 3 things done at once. First, fill up with Shell gasoline that's scientifically proven to help improve your mileage. Then save up with the Fuel Rewards program and never pay full price for gas again.
Oh, wow.
And finally, snack up to save even more at the pump.
That's great.
Make the most of the stop you need to make with Shell.
Wait, there's 3 of me? Awesome.
I never thought I'd see role reversed in my lifetime, but here we are.
What will they take away next?
How do we protect choice for women in Illinois and the rest of the Midwest?
As your Attorney General, we are in court right now fighting like hell to defend access to reproductive freedom and working to have the Equal Rights Amendment recognized as part of the Constitution. This extremist attack on women's freedoms, not in Illinois, not while I'm Attorney General. I'm Kwame Raoul. This is the work of my life, and there's so much more to do.
Home is where you start the day, out the
the door, you're on your way. All the places you wanna go. Maybe you should take it slow. There's so much to care for in your life. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
Everyone is ready for Monday Night Football. Carr, Adams, and the Raiders clash with Mahomes, Kelsey, and the Chiefs.
Well, back here in Cleveland, the Guardians have a 2-1 lead on the Rays. And take a peek at our game track as we go to the top of the 7th. Guardians about hit the Rays 6-2. McClanahan has pitched well. Serious solo homer for their offense. And Bieber allowing 2 hits, 1 earned run. Jose Ramirez, the 2-run homer in the 6th. Guardians this season 63-3 when leading after the 6th. That was the 4th best mark in the majors. One bends down and away. Ball and no strikes on Randy Arozarena, who's 0 for 2. Swing and a miss.
There's been nothing secretive about Bieber. His approach has been what he's been good at throughout his career. He's staying with his fastball, keeping everything away as much as possible.
Well, when the ball has been in play, he's got one of the best defenses in the game. Both these teams catch the ball really well. Both these teams pitch. The Rays were 3rd in the AL in ERA. The Guardians were 4th. Here's a 1-2.
You know, Bieber will continue to go with that cutter slider down and away. It's effective, and even if he gets a little bit into the zone more than he wants, as long as he's not elevated, that's where the ground balls come from. So it's kind of the best world. He either gets the chase when he goes out of the zone, or if he stays in the zone, he induces the weak contact. And that's Bieber at his best. And right now he's been, you know, eating up that outer third down and away to all these right-handed hitters.
Foul ball back our way. Dougie, some years ago, many years ago, I did catch a foul ball in a booth here in this ballpark.
Wow, I didn't have one the entire season. So
yeah, we didn't get close.
A little bit disappointing.
Top half of the 7th. And here in this game 1 of the wild card series.
Will Bieber go for the chase here or the contact?
Swing and a miss. And Arozarena is gone. All right, and a reminder coming up at the top of the hour on ABC. Zach Wheeler and the Phillies will take on the St. Louis Cardinals. It's game 1 on ABC. Dougie, what do you think? I mean, the Phillies are underdogs in that series, but they're going to go Wheeler and Nola the first 2. That is not going to be easy for what is a very good St. Louis team, but that's tough.
Yeah, I mean, they have some arms, and their bullpen is much improved in the second half.
Ramirez rifles that one down the line, slicing, foul.
And they have the slugger. You talk about home runs. They have a team that can leave the ballpark when they're hot at any given time. Schwarber, Harper, and so on. So and with these best of 3, anything can happen. It's a little more detail, you know, than the sudden death, but they can win it.
That's in for a strike, and now it's 0-2. When Shane Bieber won the Cy Young Award in 2020, that was the shortened season. The fastball velocity was a good bit higher.
Yes.
But he throws it where he wants to throw it, and is still one of the best in the game. A swing and a miss, and a nasty slider. And Ramirez is gone.
I mean, this is not instant replay from the other 6 innings he's thrown. It's the same pitch, down and away, getting the chase. And that speaks to how good that pitch is. This is not easy work to lay off of, and they continue to go expand the zone. So right now his strike zone is huge. It's not because the umpire is giving it, it's because he's created it through the way he's throwing in that same window over and over again. And the Rays are going further and further out. So his zone is you know, the Atlantic Ocean right now, and he's using it to his advantage.
First one to Ji-Man Choi misses. Yeah, Bieber is one of the elite starters in the game. McClanahan, for that matter, is too. But Bieber a little more to his resume. Check swing, called strike. I think of McClanahan. I mean, there's a guy, he made his major league debut in the postseason in 2020. They asked him about it. He said, yeah, I thought they were messing with me. He's like, well, wait, I haven't pitched in the majors yet. Really? Okay. He's done good work today. Jose Ramirez got him with a man aboard. Swing and a fly ball, center field. And that one, Straw camped under. Bieber gets him 1-2-3. Shane Bieber has been outstanding here this afternoon. Time to stretch.
Come on, go faster, go faster. Look around.
What would make you feel comfortable with the price?
Well, no one made me feel more comfortable than my kindergarten teacher, Miss Jane.
Try saying, show me the Carfax value. You'll get the most accurate price based on the vehicle's accident history. Shop at the all-new Carfax.com.
What will you do? What will you change? Will you make something better? Will you create something entirely new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with the tools and expertise you need to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us.
You got KFC, mijo.
This drum and thigh combo is only $6.
Good deal.
For you. But you bring nothing home for your abuelita.
You okay?
No.
Get your own $6 two-piece combo at KFC.
Really? Really? Free testing and charging?
And if you need a new one, we've got you.
Really? Welcome to America's #1 battery destination. AutoZone, your battery solution.
Think he's posting about all that ancient Roman coinage? No. He's seizing the moment with Merrill, moving his money into his investment account in real time. And that's how you collect coins.
Your money never stops working for you with Merrill, a Bank of America company.
The hiring process used to be the death of me, but with Upwork, the hiring process is fast and flexible. Behold all that talent. This is how we work now.
Subway's dropping 12 new subs for the all-new Subway series menu.
The new Monster has juicy steak and crispy bacon.
But what about the new Boss? It looks so good. It makes me hangry.
Settle down there, big guy.
The new Subway series. What's your pick?
Quiet.
Monotone when I told Pretty Tony, listen to my tone, you ain't catching you with Tony. I walk when they walk, when you running with a shotty. Why you running from us? Why you messing with us? Maybe polar. You ain't ready, ready, roll up. Pull up machete, cut the bamboo paper. Let's roll out, baby, loud. Frankie.
Time now to take a look at today's moment to remember. And it's brought to you by the Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card. Jose Ramirez with a 2-run homer. They went to review to see if Rosario missed the base. The fans reacted when it was revealed safe. It stands. 2-run homer. And all the folks at Progressive Field, or at least most of them, happy with the outcome. 2-1 Guardians. A Ramirez homer for the Guardians, a Siri homer for the Rays. McClanahan and Bieber have been sensational. It'll go Miller, then Jimenez and Hedges. Fly ball shallow right field. And Margot.
You know, and that's what the fact that he throws so many off-speed pitches to right, he does to the fastball. Now it's already high velocity, so that's the swing and miss factor. But it's the fact that when he does elevate it, you're late, you're behind it. It's just hard to keep up with it, and often can swing under it as he sets you up with the changeup. And look, the one big changeup mistake he made was to Jose Ramirez. He got it up, and that's a really good hitter who took advantage of it. But for the most part, he has been super sharp.
Swing and a miss from Andres Jimenez. Jimenez, who was the all-star starter at second base for the American League. He's a guy that hits off-speed stuff very well. And there's a strike as he gets the heater at 97.
He's also very good against lefties. In fact, he hit considerably better from a number standpoint, better against left-handed pitching.
You look, it depends. You have two different wins above replacements in slightly different formulas, Fangraphs and Baseball Reference. And depending on which one you look at, Jimenez in the Fangraphs version actually registers a higher wins above replacement than Jose Ramirez. So again, WAR is not an end-all be-all, but it's a good place to give you a guide for who is really impacting wins and losses, and their top two guys have been Ramirez and this dude. And a large part of the reason that Andres Jimenez has helped so much is defense. Slicing liner, and that one will fall. Franco picks it up on a bounce. It's a base hit the other way for Andres Jimenez. Folks, a reminder, get your game on at MLBshop.com. Authentic on-field caps, tees, hoodies, and more. Get all your postseason gear and wear with the champs wear at the official source, MLBshop.com. Here at Progressive Field in Cleveland, the Guardians 2, the Rays 1. John Sciambi, Doug Glanville, Jesse Rogers. As Austin Hedges fouls one off. Game 1 scheduled to be Tristan McKenzie and Tyler Glasnow tomorrow. Same start time. For the Guardians, the thing, Dougie, that makes their offense so pesky to deal with, they had the lowest strikeout rate offensively and the lowest swing and miss rate.
I mean, you have to bring your gloves to beat the Cleveland Guardians. I mean, you have to. And they're going to put it in play. And they're going to be scrappy. They're going to go first to third. They're just aggressive. And when you have a team like that, I mean, you know your defense could implode your whole opportunity.
That one way out of the strike zone. And Bethancourt had to jump up to spear that one.
That's hard to do. I mean, you're in a crouch, you're in a low position, and you have to jump for a ball that's exact opposite direction of where you're set up. I mean, that's a basketball play.
It's tough too for some of these guys. I mean, nowadays so many of them go down to that one knee. I gotta figure that makes it a tiny bit harder, maybe not, to jump up as opposed to when, I mean, with a knee on the ground. Hedges catches that way as well. 3-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And for McClanahan, it is strikeout number 5.
And it's a curveball that didn't really break down and in as expected. He's thrown a lot of those in, but this one stays up. So it starts up and doesn't have quite the downward. It has a little more of a slider type action. And Hedges think it's going to come down, and it never does. It goes right underneath it. We have that hard fastball in every hitter's back of their mind. It's tough.
In the air to right. Margot is right there. And that's that in the inning. No runs a hit. A man left. We'll head to the 8th. It's 2-1 Guardians.
As electric vehicle performance becomes more powerful, so do our tires. Ion. Electrified. Hanguk Tire.
And Doug.
It's nice to unwind after a long week of telling people how Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Shoot. Woo! I'm on fire tonight. Yes! Ringo, you're a natural. We're not counting that. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Hey, yo! Can we come together? Hey, yo!
New Balance. We got now.
For everything we need, for everything we want, for everything we do. We're all better off with an ally.
Be a postseason powerhouse with the MLB app. Get inside every matchup with exclusive stats, analysis, and first-look information. Stay informed with personalized real-time updates.
Listen to this crowd.
Enhance your viewing experience with MLB's Game Day. Get locked in only with the MLB app.
The 2022 Wild Card Series on ESPN is presented by Hankook Tire. Evolutionized for EV fitment. Electrified Hankook. Jose Ramirez electrifying the crowd here at Progressive Field with a 2-run homer that just got out. That made it 2-1, and that is where we are. And how about this? Shane Bieber will continue. Guardians 2, the Rays 1. First game of this series, first game of the 2022 postseason. Dougie, how about this? Last year in the playoffs, there was not a single postseason game where both starters recorded 21 outs. And it's happened in the first game of the postseason here in 2022. Karinchak in the foreground and Clase in the background. And there's a strike.
This is a good matchup for Bieber. Margot gets into pull mode, and that's what's gotten him in trouble in the second half.
Bounced on the ground to short. Rosario charges and throws him out.
As electric vehicle driving becomes quieter, so do our tires. Ion. Electrified. Hanguk Tire.
Shane Bieber has been outstanding here today. He's given up a run on 2 hits. He's walked 1 and he has struck out 7. A Harold Ramirez single in the 5th and a homer by Jose Siri in the 6th. That's been it. And strike 1 to Bethencourt. Might have been a little generous from Doug Eddings. 1 down, base is clear.
Well, and Bieber just continues to master the outer third, exploiting the fact that the Rays are not adjusting to take him to right field or figure out how to lay off those chase pitches.
Here's the 0-2. Got him! Strikeout number 8 for Shane Bieber.
You know, and once again, this pitch although catching some of the zone, he's slowing it down, 85 miles an hour out in front. So it acts like a changeup as well with a late movement. And so even though this caught more of the plate than he'd like, Betancourt's swing is geared towards pulling the ball to left field. You try to pull him, you're over. It's done. Margot, guys that are in pull mode, they're going to roll over if they make contact at all. And they certainly won't have enough left when he paints that outer third to be able to punch him to right field.
It looks like Isaac Paredes is going to get a chance in this spot. The 23-year-old from Mexico, who supplied some power this year, and he hit just 205, but he hit 20 home runs. As they got him right before the season started from the Tigers in exchange for Austin Meadows. Guardians lead this one. Terry Francona's team up by a run in the 8th with 2 outs. And a swing and a miss.
Now, Bieber, this is a hitter that works very well with Bieber. When Paredes has hit the ball to right field, he's 5 for 41. There's no hits the opposite field. He's going to have to force him on that outer third to beat him that way.
Strike 2. Bieber rubs up the baseball. Guardians lead it 2-1. Shane Bieber has been sensational, working quickly, firing strikes, and he has dominated. The former Cy Young Award winner. Back to work in the 0-2.
You know, I always think of the late Sid Thrift who came up with the Cubs, and he talked about what is pitching, and a lot of people would say, well, throwing strikes. And he's like, no, it's throwing to a target. And right now, he doesn't have to throw strikes at all because they're creating the strikes by chasing.
And that one is rolled through the left side, a base hit. Paredes got just enough of it. And now the question is, does he let Jose Siri face Bieber for a 3rd time? And we've got our answer.
Yep.
No, he won't. Terry Francona going to come out, and Shane Bieber is going to get an unbelievable hand. What a performance by Shane Bieber. His 2nd postseason start of his career. Francona claps, takes the ball, and listen in.
And tonight's winning numbers are 18, 55, 39, 71, and 43.
43?
Those numbers again.
We won! Yes!
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
I'll hold on to that.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper. You know what beats next day shipping? Getting it the same day. So shop Ace online and get free in-store or curbside pickup right in your neighborhood. Or get what you need delivered the very same day you order.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I'm your football-obsessed best man, and I think you having your big day during the big game is the worst. What, are you kidding me?
Physically, I'm right here, but mentally, I'm here. Yeah, I do. Come on, speed it up. When all eyes are on you, my eyes are glued to the game. Touchdown, yeah. And if you didn't bundle your home and auto insurance, well, all of this could be tough to tackle. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
At Jameson, we know there's people who just
I guess you really had to be there.
get you. And while there may be a few that won't, there's always more that will. So widen the circle, make room at the table or the dance floor. Nice moves, buddy. And always ask them to pull up a chair. Just don't drag it. Cheers. Jameson, widen the circle.
Back here in Cleveland, Guardians lead it 2-1. Shane Bieber, tremendous here today as he pitched into the 8th. Ended up striking out 8. Gave up 3 hits and walked just one. The only blemish, the home run he allowed to Jose Siri, but Shane Bieber with the longest postseason start for a Guardians pitcher since Roberto Hernandez in 2007. 7 2/3, 1 earned, 3 hits, a walk, 8 strikeouts. He's responsible for the runner at first. Vidal Brujan running, and he'll take off. And the pitch is a strike. Throw to second is too late. A stolen base. Brujan runs for Paredes and immediately swipes the bag.
No, that's exactly what the Rays were setting up. You know, Clase A can be slow. He's focused on the hitter. You get the speed in. He's on this roster for this reason. Excellent jump. Holds his position, and now his position is scoring position.
Clase A on here, I'm assuming to get 4 outs. He hasn't done that since September 5th of last year. This one popped up. Foul and back to the plate. It'll get out of play.
You know, Clase A features throwing a hard cutter and a hard slider. Everything is high velocity. He can top at over 100 miles an hour. Dominant at home, .47 ERA. Just to give you a sense how dominant it is, he only gave up 2 hits in the month of July. Wow. I mean, he's just absolutely an excellent closer.
Guardians lead in game 1, but a runner at second, the tying run, Vidal Brujan. And that one is line and caught. Ramirez makes the play, and Clase A gets out of it. 2-1 Guardians.
Team, I need a volunteer. We need promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes promotional product success easy. For high-quality items, go to 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
If you spent time on base at Camp Lejeune prior to 1988 and developed any of these cancers or suffered any of these injuries, you may be eligible for significant financial compensation.
Leaking underground tanks contaminated the drinking water with benzene and other highly carcinogenic chemicals.
There have been numerous reported cases of exposed personnel developing cancer and other serious health conditions. Call Camp Lejeune victims to discuss your case now.
800-853-7061. Attention Zantac users. The FDA requested manufacturers to pull Zantac off the market. If you have any of these cancers, time is critical. Call now for a free consultation. If you don't win, you pay nothing. Call 800-798-6069.
My relationship with my credit cards wasn't good. I got into debt in college, and no matter how much I paid, it followed me everywhere. Between the high interest, the fees, I felt trapped. So I broke up with my credit card debt and consolidated it into a low-rate personal loan from SoFi. I finally feel like a grown-up.
Break up with bad credit card debt. Get a personal loan with no fees, low fixed rates, and borrow up to $100K. Go to SoFi.com to view your rate. SoFi, get your money right.
5-Hour Energy, because it's time for some exercise with your best friend, of course, and he can go a long time. So you're going to need some energy, lots of energy. 5-Hour Energy for every adventure together.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Hey guys, it's Nicole Briscoe. We are officially underway for baseball's postseason. You've got 2 games going on right now. The other one underway between the Phillies and the Cards. For now, let's get you back to the guys in Cleveland.
Nicole, thank you so much. Shane Bieber, sensational here this afternoon. The Guardians 2 and the Rays 1. How about the rest of the day? As Nicole said, 2 games going on right now as the Phillies and the Cardinals are underway on ABC. Still to come, Mariners and Blue Jays, 4 Eastern here on ESPN. And then the Padres and the Mets, that's coming up tonight at Citi Field. Both those games on ESPN. Shane Bieber pacing in the dugout. Guardians, 2 runs, 7 hits. The Rays are run 3 hits. The Rays with the game's only error. Corners are in. That one down low. Talking earlier about Stephen Kwan's ability to control the strike zone. Stephen Kwan is the first rookie to have more walks than strikeouts since Dustin Pedroia in 2006. Played his college ball at Oregon State. He began this season, first 116 pitches, did not swing and miss. Clevenger misses. And now the count is 2-1 on Kwan. Kwan, then Rosario, and then Ramirez as the Guardians lead it. John Sciambi, Doug Lanville, and Jesse Rogers. Corners are in. That one hit in the air center field. Siri makes the play, and one down. On the mound now, Garrett Clevenger. Take a look at his numbers.
Yeah, I mean, right at the average in terms of walk rate. It's the strikeouts they're looking for in those innings, 35%, well above average. And what he features, he has a slider that he goes to the majority. That's the big pitch he throws, four-seam fastball, and he likes to sink the ball only about 16% of the time, but he uses it particularly against lefties.
Came over from the Dodgers at the deadline. He's got good stuff. And both these teams have some arms down there. It's not hard to put the puzzle together as to why they're good at run prevention, both of these teams. One out, base is empty. 2-1 game. And that one at 97.
When you think of some teams in whatever sport, the ones that defend, you know, they just play excellent defense. You know they need to score a couple of runs in this case and then hold. And that's how they're going to be successful.
1-2 on Rosario. He and Andres Jimenez came over in the Francisco Lindor trade. It's hard to get equal return when you're trading a player that caliber, but I mean, it appears they've gotten their double play combination. From a wins above replacement standpoint, those two were off the charts this year combined. That one in the dirt and moved the feet out of the way.
Rosario, very aggressive hitter, you know, not looking to walk, but can get that contact going and put some pressure on the defense. Choi playing in off of first base.
And now it's filled up 3-2. Here's a note. You think about the Rays and their success. They're in the playoffs for the fourth straight year. Kevin Cash has leaned on his bullpen. Today is the first time under Kevin Cash that the Rays have had a starting pitcher exceed 6 innings in the playoffs. 3-2 on the way.
You know, part of it is it's not necessary. You know, you think about traditionally the ace starter, the pitcher going deep in the game, but these teams are built and set up, if necessary, the really good teams, that they can bridge all relievers to close out a game, even off of an opener in the second, third inning. So they're comfortable winning that way if necessary.
Yeah, today's game bullpens have been weaponized so that you have guys down there that even the best of the best, the third time, and certainly a fourth time through, but the third time through, there's a decent chance there's somebody in the bullpen that has a better chance of getting the guy out than your starter.
And I think players have had to evolve to be like, oh, you're not taking me out, you're just putting a better player in for this situation.
Rosario hanging in there. McClanahan was excellent here today. The best player on the Guardians got him a 2-run homer, and that was in the 6th. They were down 1-0. It gave the Guardians the lead, and they chanted Jose, Jose, Jose And this place erupted. One out, bases clear here at Progressive Field. Another 3-2. And a swing and a miss struck him out. Time now to take a look at StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. And let's take a look at the home run. Jose Ramirez, no bat, and he's still able to hit it out. Amazing. 389 feet, an exit velo of 101. StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. And here's Ramirez again. Clevenger, the 0-1. Line drive, base hit, right field. That was rifled.
I mean, that's Jose Ramirez's approach at its best. I mean, right-handed, left-handed, he can wait. He's patient. He lets the ball get deep, and you have to if they're taking anything off those fastballs, velocity-wise. And there's two-seam action on that, so that ball's sinking and cutting. He's catching it late. Put a lot behind that ball, and that's how you get that backspin, that sharpness to it. But there's no easy place to pitch Jose Ramirez, and he's already beaten up on the Rays the entire right side of the field. And this is something, as a team approach, has been true for the Guardians all season long, beating teams the opposite field.
Throw over to first, Ramirez back, and he'll run. He's swiped 20 bases this year. The Guardians were really good at it. Third most stolen bases. And they stole it at the third highest rate, 81.5%. If you're wondering, the league average this year in stolen base percentage was 75.4%.
And I think the fact that Ramirez is wearing shoes that take you to a construction zone, I think that gives him a little advantage. The bright orange.
But they also can see him. So if he gets a good jump, they're going to know.
They will know. There's no sneaking up on anybody in those shoes.
Clevenger ready. Gonzalez fouls it back.
Just think about the completeness of Jose Ramirez. You know, stealing bases, extra base hits, power, left hand switch hitter, righty, regardless, and just, you know, the defense. He's pouncing at third, but setting the tone. He's been the tone setter for the Cleveland Guardians, and allows the manager like Francona to be able to, you know, show the example of how they want to play baseball.
Youngest team in the game, the Cleveland Guardians. The last time the youngest team in baseball made the playoffs, you got to go all the way back to the '86 Mets. And Ramirez is kind of the old soul. He turned 30 in September. Take the catchers out of it. Ramirez is the only non-catcher to have plate appearances on this team who's over the age of 30. It's crazy.
Amazing.
The throw to first just always draws such an aggressive fan reaction.
Yeah, it's just the fans are now very consistent in their disgust for any throw over. I mean, if anything, you know, as a base stealer in my history, I'd just be booing because lefties are always pushing the line of like, are you balking or are you going? You know, it's kind of borderline where he's stepping.
Check swing, appeal to first, and he went. Clevenger gets the strikeout. And the Guardians leave a man. We're headed to the ninth. It's the top of the order. Diaz, Franco, or Rosarena coming up. 2-1 Guardians.
As electric vehicle driving becomes quieter, so do our tires. Ion. Electrified. Hanguk Tire.
Hello, friends. It's me, Pete Davidson, here to tell you about the most amazing breakfast you could ever dream of, according to me. Thanks, Todd. You're a gem. Here at the Bell Breakfast, you can find a tasty, simple breakfast, like the Breakfast Crunch Wrap. Because that's all you need in the morning. Fluffy eggs, melty cheese, sausage, hash browns, always wrapped in a warm tortilla. That's the Bell Breakfast way.
Sir, you gonna order?
Yeah, I'll take a breakfast crunch thing.
You know what beats next day shipping? Getting it the same day. So shop Ace online and get free in-store or curbside pickup right in your neighborhood. Or get what you need delivered the very same day you order.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Let's hide in the attic.
No, in the basement. Why can't we just get in the running car?
Are you crazy? Let's hide behind the chainsaws.
Smart. Yeah, okay.
If you're in a horror movie, you make poor decisions. That's what you do.
Shh, I'm being quiet. Breathing on me.
If you want to save even more, you bundle your home and car insurance with Geico. It's what you do.
Stay. We are so sorry. We hope you'll have us over again. He's in training. Oh, if I weren't earning 2% cash back right now, you'd be in so much trouble. Are you serious? Again, my apologies. Got myself a pair, too.
The Wells Fargo Active Cash Visa Card. That's real life ready.
Fans, welcome back to the 2022 Wild Card Series on ESPN, presented by Hankook Tire. And a reminder, MLB celebrates Hispanic Heritage Month by recognizing the contributions made to our game by the Latino baseball community, past and present. Follow at Los Mayores at MLB and visit losmayores.com for full coverage. Yeah, it's at Los Mayores. Yandy Diaz awaiting an 0-1. Diaz today 0 for 3. Facing Emmanuel Clase. The numbers this guy has put up have been ridiculous. And that's in for a strike. Clase led the majors this year with 63 scoreless appearances. And the last 2 years, a 1.33 ERA, minimum 100 innings. It's the lowest ERA in a 2-season span since Zach Britton, Wade Davis in 2015-2016. So Shane Bieber thinking, hoping he's in good hands. And a swing and a miss, struck him out.
Well, he most certainly is in good hands, and someone who can throw 100 in Class A. He can drop this 90, 10 miles an hour off the slider that he loves to go to, especially to right-handed batters. And this one was elevated, but it's so much velocity on it. Diaz is late and underneath it.
One down with Franco up here. Switch hitter batting left, 0 for 3. Hit on the ground softly. Rosario. 2 down. The Rays have been shut down today by Shane Bieber and Emmanuel Clase. And they got zinged with one swing by Jose Ramirez. Shane McClanahan was very good. But Kevin Cash's team on the short end right now. Here's a Rosarena.
Slider with the big tilt to it, almost like curveball downward action. And then he has 100 for you on a cut.
Here's the 0-1. Nothing in 2. Everybody on their feet here at Progressive Field. The Guardians trying to lock down game 1. 0-2. Clase deals. Hit in the air, left field. Quan. Ball game. And the Guardians have taken game 1. They use their star power, Bieber and Ramirez. 2-1 your final.
Well, Cleveland played their game. They defend. They rely on Jose Ramirez to electrify this offense. And that's all they needed because Bieber was that good. Someone who located consistently, had a plan, and he didn't have to work off his plan. It was so well executed that there was nothing the Rays could do. They couldn't adjust to take him the other way. He got the chase time and time again, and right now the Rays are chasing the Guardians.
And the team that was 29th out of 30 teams in home runs used a home run today as the difference in the game. That's postseason baseball. Shane Bieber getting the love. And now for the Tampa Bay Rays, it'll be on Tyler Glasnow, who will be limited probably to 4 to 5 innings to keep their season alive. Bieber continues to get the hugs. And the Guardians win it here in Cleveland. 2-1 the final. On a cool fall afternoon. It's about 52 degrees when we got started. And this was a quickie.
Well, they played in their game, and Bieber had a rhythm the entire time. It was quick work. It kept everybody on their toes. A defense appreciates that. When someone is rhythmic and going through and hitting his spots, you can trust what he's going to throw. You can trust where you're going to lean defensively. And so that is how it synchronizes around a pitcher that is so locked in and so consistent. And so when you have that combination, that's how Cleveland Guardians have found ways to win baseball games, and this was no different today.
Yeah, outstanding work by Shane Bieber. Clase closes it out. He records the 4 outs. And the Guardians take game 1. Only one thing left to do. Let's send it downstairs. Jesse Rogers with Shane Bieber.
All right, Shane, a few days ago, this team got to you a little bit. How did you flip the script on them?
Just stayed aggressive. Tried not to give him too much credit. A few days ago, it all kind of happened in one inning. Would have liked a few pitches back, so just tried to stay aggressive, establish the fastball, and had my slider working pretty early, and that was nice to work off of, and just made adjustments as we needed to, and got to give credit to my guy Hedgie. You know, we made in-game adjustments when needed to, and the defense played great. And how about Jose Ramirez, huh?
Well, how about Jose Ramirez? He has led you from day one. Did you have any doubt he'd come through at some point tonight?
No. And if it wasn't tonight, it was going to be the next 2 games. You know, he's kind of inevitable. So, you know, I know there was some doubt if he was going to return to us or if he was going to get dealt. So, you know, I know I speak for everybody in that clubhouse. We're happy to have him.
Now, you've talked all year long about this young team, but you've played a lot of one-run games, a lot of extra inning games. It was never a moment here where it got too big, was it?
No. To feed off the crowd, I think that was everything for us. They showed up in big numbers today. I know they will tomorrow as well, and just feeling that energy meant everything. So if you're able to take a 2-1 lead into the bottom of the 8th and hand it off to the bullpen, that's what we've been doing all year, and they've continued to show us why and why we should do that.
Back to you. Was this your best stuff of the year or close to it?
I don't know. I'm getting there. Hopefully getting there at the right time. So I think there's room to grow. There's always room to grow. That's the athlete's curse or benefit. So I'm going to continue to try and notch things up without overdoing it and just continuing to compete.
This series is going to move quick. Good luck tomorrow.
All right. Thanks so much.
All right. That's Shane Bieber. Back to you, Boog.
All right, Jesse, thanks so much. The Guardians, a 1-run win. They were 28-17 in 1-run games in the regular year, and they take this one 2-1, and they have taken game 1. Time now to send it back to the studio as we will have more from Cleveland coming up. 2-1 the final. Guardians win it. Here's Nicole Briscoe, Xavier Scruggs, and Jeff Pass.
Don't need to even introduce ourselves. He's done the dirty work for us. If you're curious about the other game happening right now over on ABC between the Phillies and the Cards, that one's still scoreless. We will keep you up to date on everything happening there as we get you ready for the third game of the day between the Blue Jays and the Mariners. They've already been introduced. Hi there once again. Okay, the youngest team in baseball is now 1 win away from a date with the Yankees. Let's show you how the Guardians got there in our first playoff baseball game of the season from Progressive Field. The Rays and Guardians. It's only the second time these two teams have ever met in the postseason. Shane Bieber getting all of the love in this game with very good reason.
Yeah, I thought he started and led the foundation of throwing strikes early and often and was getting a lot of the chase out of the zone. He set the tone early in this one.
Getting the tone early, the double play to end the inning there in the second. Then in the fourth, you got Yandy Diaz at the plate. That's a swing and a miss and a breaking ball. Then it's Randy. Can you say it for me, Jeff?
No.
Oh, come on!
It's not worth it. You swing and miss like that.
Allowed through 4 innings for Bieber. At the bottom of the fourth, it was Shane McClanahan pitching. Josh Naylor with a runner on. We're going to call this a jam because we got 2 on and 1 out for Cleveland. The next batter is Owen Miller. Miller grounds to third. Watch Diaz step on the base, throws across the diamond. We got a double play.
Great stretch right there by Choi. And this is what he's known to do, be able to stretch his body. And Shane McClanahan did a nice job of getting that ground ball right there. That was huge to get out of the inning.
Top of the 6th, perhaps Bieber's only mistake of the day. Jose Siri just got the better of him.
I'm not going to make another Hey Siri joke.
You can.
But,
although I need to watch my
Jose
phone.
Siri, a deadline acquisition from the Rays, has played elite center field and coming up big with the bat.
Also coming up big, this man, Jose Ramirez.
Yeah, just a situation.
The immediate response.
And that's the thing is he does it in the biggest of moments. He's the reason why he's in the middle of the lineup right there for them. You make a mistake, he's going to make you pay every time.
And perhaps you just heard Shane Bieber say it was inevitable that we would get something from Ramirez. So we're going to talk about that in a second. Top of the 7th, Bieber back on the mound.
You know what else is inevitable, Nicole? Shane Bieber striking dudes out. In the last 2 months, has a 2.10 ERA, 80 strikeouts against only 8 walks. He is one of the elite pitchers in Major League Baseball.
In the 9th, not much is going to change. 1 out, sit down.
Yeah, when you got Emmanuel Clase on the bump in the 9th inning, it's about game over. When you get 100-mile-an-hour cutters going both sides of the plate, you just take your seat because he's throwing it at you.
There we go. Game over. 2-1 is the final. The Guardians take that 1-0 series lead. Remember, this isn't just a one-game thing. It's the new playoff format this year. We get 3 games between these guys. 2-1 is your final. Can we talk about the Jose Ramirez home run? It's not the fact that Jose Ramirez hit a home run. It's the fact that they chose to pitch to him in that moment. Shane Bieber said he's inevitable. So why do you do it?
Listen. I understand why the Rays are pitching to Jose Ramirez there when Shane McClanahan has gone 6 shutout to that point, when he's looked like his early season self. There's also, we have to remember, a runner on base. And if you put Jose Ramirez on with 1 out, you're putting a guy in scoring position. And at that point, all it takes is a duck snort from Oscar Gonzalez or a dribbler from Josh Naylor, like we saw earlier in the game, and a run scores, and it ties the game. I get pitching to Jose Ramirez there, X. The problem wasn't pitching to him. It was the execution.
Yeah, it was literally more of the mistake. And Shane McClanahan understands this is what you talk about before the game, the advanced meetings. What are we going to do as far as when he gets in a situation where there's runners on base? We cannot leave the changeup up. That's Shane McClanahan's go-to pitch. But if you leave it up and in the zone, it started middle and got away. And who does a great job of taking the ball the other way? Jose Ramirez, and he does it with power. So it's more about the mistake to me. Instead of starting it middle away and getting him to chase outside of the zone, he left it out there and he took advantage.
Career high 126 RBI this season and sort of picking up in the postseason exactly where he left off. To the guys now who called the game, let's go back to Progressive Field. It's Boog Shambi and Doug Glanville. Hey, guys.
All right, guys, thanks very much. And here in Cleveland, the fans filing out, a happy group as the Guardians have taken game 1. Well, we thought we had ourselves a pretty good pitching matchup, and we got a really good pitching matchup. Ultimately, Shane McClanahan ends up on the short end, but Dougie, the story with Shane Bieber, he was just absolutely dominant here in this one.
I mean, he was dominant, and you look at how he was able to execute his pitches. It was a plan. He was working away, a lot of sliders, cutters down and away, and once it was established he was going to get the chase. They kept chasing after these pitches down and away out of the zone. There was no adjustment in the Rays offense. They couldn't punch it the other way. They couldn't lay off it. And when you have guys that are in pull mode, they're going to roll over if they do hit it. He was so masterful working in that column, that outer third vertical column, and right through the zone. Even when he got pieces of the zone, they swung over it. So Bieber just did exactly what he set out to do. Make them beat him away, and they couldn't do it.
And again, McClanahan was excellent. 7 innings, 7 hits, just 2 earned. Didn't walk anyone and struck out 5. But Bieber just a little bit better. These are 2 teams that at times can struggle to score. Normally they don't hit home runs, but wouldn't you know, the Rays jump out on the Siri home run, and then Jose Ramirez, the guy that comes through. I heard them discussing in the studio. I mean, look, I get it. I think you got to give it a shot, and he takes it out. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, and it was one of the few changeups. He just made a mistake. He got it up and elevated. A lot of them were down and away, and then he'd go the high fastball. But Ramirez is that good. There's so little window. And when we talked to Kevin Cash and others before the game, it's like, all right, if we probably can't get Jose Ramirez out consistently, but we got to keep the guys in front of him off base. And they weren't able to do that, and that's the difference.
It'll be Tristan McKenzie and Tyler Glasnow tomorrow. Game 2, same start time. Fans excited. Cleveland, the Guardians, up 1-0 in his best 2 out of 3. Let's send it back to the studio. Nicole Briscoe.
Thanks, guys. We're getting you set here in Bristol for the game coming your way at 4 o'clock Eastern between the Mariners and the Blue Jays. But happening right now over on ABC, you can see Paul Goldschmidt in action. It's the Phillies and the Cardinals. We're going to take a live look when we come back.
The chef's chicken sandwiches at Panera, freshly prepared with clean ingredients, spark an explosion of the senses. So when you finally taste it, it just confirms this is fantastic, and only at Panera. $1 delivery fee on our app.
Take an afternoon break to see your next home. Or maybe the evening is better. Or maybe right after coffee. With flexible and easy ways to start scheduling a tour, there's no place like Zillow.
Bravo! For buying a treadmill?
You use the Quicksilver card from Capital One. It's simple, with no annual fee and unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere. That makes you the hero of every purchase.
Yeah.
And heroes don't take the stairs.
Is this a parachute?
What's in your wallet?
Have you tried crunching?
Crunching gave me resting fun face. Crunching solved my tan lines and frown lines.
100% real milk chocolate and crispy rice really works.
Crunching solved my midlife crisis.
Start crunching today.
Welcome to Independence. You know, people here, they're all running from something.
Is something rattling you?
My husband was killed.
Who killed him?
The new sheriff. You asked me if I was staying here for revenge. Maybe it's justice.
Walker, Independence. New series. Check your local listings for showtimes only on the CW and the CW app.
I think I changed my mind about these glasses.
Yeah, it happens. That's why VisionWorks gives you 100 days to change your mind. It's simple. Anything else I can help you with?
Like what?
VisionWorks. See the difference.
Louis Sockalexis was the first recognized Native American in Major League Baseball.
All of the coaches, the great players, said that he was the best they ever saw.
The Cleveland team used the name Indians for 106 years. He was the inspiration for their name, even when they were praising him.
He was treated as like a cartoon version of what America saw an Indian to be at the time.
30 for 30 Shorts presents Deerfoot of the Diamond. Stream now on ESPN+.
Back on baseball tonight, we're arguing about MVPs. Not even gonna lie.
That's what we do at breaks.
This is what we do in
just yell at each other.
We're currently arguing over the AL MVP, which leads us to the NL MVP conversation, because we get 2 of the contenders in action right now over on ABC between the Cardinals and the Phillies, and Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt. So let's just start there and save the really juicy stuff for later. Who is your NL MVP?
My NL MVP? Listen.
I feel like there's less argument here.
There are a lot of great. No, the argument might be the same because there are a lot of really good choices here.
There's maybe more choices in the National League.
I was going to say, you could go with Freddie Freeman. You could go with Sandy Alcantara. You could go with Paul Goldschmidt, with Nolan Arenado. Mine is Manny Machado. The numbers for these guys are all extraordinarily similar. When it gets to that point, I do look at tie breaks, and the tie break here is that Manny Machado is rowing in a one-man boat this season with the San Diego Padres. He, like Aaron Judge for a while, single-handedly was carrying his team, and I hate penalizing Arenado or Goldschmidt because they happen to have one another, but when the numbers are this close, I'm looking at those little tiebreakers, and